Good evening, friends, followers, channel members. Happy Friday! Friday night live flight coming for you tonight from Ibiza to Porto. One of my favourite little approaches coming into Porto because we have to do a little bit of thinking with the with the mountains to the east of the airport. So yeah, it's also a little bit daylight. We're going to be chasing that sun all the way over to the Atlantic. Now, welcome on board everyone who's coming so far. Good evening to Jason, the Pack Andrew, Klaus Kroner, good evening, Jess Davis, Terry, Ted Barker, Steph, Lewis, Amondicius, whose name I can never pronounce, I do apologise. But yeah, looking forward to tonight. It is Friday, it's the weekend, so hopefully all of you have got something decent planned this weekend for the next couple of days, unless you're working, of course, unlucky. But someone's got to, don't they? Thankfully, not me. We I don't know what we've got planned this weekend actually, but anyway, the operational flight plan is pinned into the chat if you are watching on YouTube. Welcome to our Twitch viewers as well, if you're there. HD's here as well. Hi mate. Aidan Smith, hello. Oh, that's a happy smiling waving face. Hello, and Dasno as well. Right, let's go and get ourselves started. I think I need to just double check this. We've got ATC online at the moment. We've got quite a bit around here online as well. Now, I've no idea who we actually need to contact for our departure. Should we just have a quick look? Who have we got? It's going to be, I think it's Barcelona's control. I think, yeah, we've got Barcelona on, we've got Madrid on as well. We've also got Southern Spain on. Obviously, it's not going to be Southern Spain. Yes, it's going to be Barcelona control. We're going to be getting in touch with a little bit later on. I might even, given that they're covering a huge area and Palma Mallorca looks incredibly busy as I'm looking on the radar screen, we might see if we can get pre-departure clearance if that's working. We'll try that out and see. Terry, no, not using that tonight. As I say, I think great little program if you're wanting some guys sat next to you helping you control things. Me, I prefer to do everything myself. That way I know it has been done. RLS Print Design says, good evening. Chosen Tibble is a cold Stella. Anyone else having a beer while watching? I wish I could say, RLS, that I was as well, but sadly not. Maybe once we've finished. I've just got blackcurrant. I've got to have a drink when I'm streaming because it gets incredibly warm in here. Plus which, narrating all the way through, you start to get a bit parched. Right, let's hop on board. Dasno, just finished a flight to Naples. What a nice approach if a bit steep. Oh yeah, it can be steep if you've not planned it properly. I think, what is that? Is it 3.33 degrees? So it is slightly stronger than the norm. Okay, so we're in our turnaround state as well. Just check what the fuel pump's on. Ground power is on. APU is currently off. That's fine. I'll grab the QNH. I think it's 1014, but we'll double check that. Unicom's on the standby. We've got 1215. We've not. Not quite sure why that's not saving anymore. It used to. Oh, where's my Unicom frequency just gone? It's just changed the... That's interesting. It's just changed the standby frequency. Well, to be fair, we don't want Unicom anyway, do we? We want Barcelona control in a little bit, which is going to be 13302. We might as well pop that in there now. 133.025. Whoops, gone too far. There we go. Switching panel, thrust levers, engine masters, spoilers, engine mode, parking brake, flaps, that's all fine. Squawking 2000, timer's not running. Our initial climb I think 6000, so I'll go ahead and set that up now. We'll double check that a little bit later on. Good. Right, let me get that APU up and running and then we'll have a look at the OFP. 1, 2, 3. So Scotty on Twitch says, longest ever VATSIM flight, Athens to Heathrow. I used to do Manchester to Athens quite regularly when COVID was about and got nothing else to do. That was a beautiful route. In fact, we've not been to Athens for ages in the same halfway. We'll have to go back there. So, pushing back in 34 minutes. It'd be nice if we could beat that actually, but let's go ahead and get some weather. So we have currently got QNH is indeed 1014. Scattered clouds, 29 degrees, nice weather. We've also got nice weather, I think, coming into Porto later tonight. Yeah, look at that. Cav okay, light winds. I think the forecast also says the winds are going to drop even more. So, yeah. Lovely flight. Hopefully planned for this evening. So, for anyone that's had a look at the operational flight plan, we'll see that the weather is fine getting into Porto. We've got turbulence pretty much. That's one thing I'm going to be interested to see how the sim predicts this and plays this out. We've actually got quite a lot of turbulence over Spain according to the Easyjet charts. In fact, let me just show you. It'll be easier, won't it? Once this is loaded in. How's that APU doing? Yeah, look, we've got a shear rate above 8, so that normally piques my attention. That's sometimes where you can start to feel it. That's going to be the top of climb, so that's shortly after takeoff. When's it got that planned? Probably about 23-25 minutes. So after between Valencia and Calais. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But then if we just go down here, we can see that's the one I wanted to bring to your attention. Look at that, a little bit of light chop, and it's only quite high up. Now I think our planned flight level tonight is 360, so we could potentially be underneath that, but worth pointing out. Anyway, I digress. Let's go back. So onto our ground services page. Just check everything's fine there, and let's have a look at the mass and balance. So with the weather that's planned tonight, not going to take too much extra fuel. I think 7.3 tons all in should see us right. There we go, and I can get the passengers boarding, I think, now, if that's all well and good. Yeah, packs are on. I forgot to turn those off, that's why. Yeah, 7.3. Let's get our aircraft loaded. Cabin crew refueling is underway and the bags are starting to get loaded, so let's open the doors and allow our passengers on board. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, so let's have a look at setting up the box as they get on. We have got, well actually just before I do that, oh hang on, I need to do the request first, or do I? I'm just going to see if the CBTLC pre-departure clearance thing works. Let's test it out. No, we don't want the direct, we want the clearance. Is it in the ATC request? Yeah, pre-departure clearance, there it is. So, gate number, where are we? We're at gate 27. In real life, of course, you'd make voice contact with them. You don't necessarily have to do that here on VATSIM. We could tune to them, see how busy they are. Actually, that's a lot quieter than I expected. Barcelona Citizen Alpine 34 Delta Lima, radio check, please.
Hello, Whiskey 5.
Thank you. Right, well, we've made contact now. So, ATIS ID. There isn't any ATIS available here, so we can just, yeah, we'll just pop it alpha for that. And the station for that is Charlie Bravo Romeo X-Ray. No, it isn't. Charlie Bravo Romeo Echo. Okay, I think that's everything. See if that works and see if we get a message back in a little while. If not, we'll have to do it the old-fashioned way.
Grenada Alright, Yankee Uniform contact Marseille 124 decimals.
There we go, just come off the frequency whilst we sort that out. Right, so AirCards is uplinking. Let's check IRS 3.5 green, aircraft status. Yeah, good. Flight number, another nice call sign tonight. So it's Alpine, Easyjet Europe. 3-4, not 3-4 Alpha Mike, it's 3-4 Delta Lima. Fell into old habits then. Cost index of, there we go. Revert to voice. Okay. Alright. We'll do that momentarily. Maybe he wants to use a different runway or something. So, cost index of 4. What we're flying at? Flight level 360. Temperature minus 47. Ground temperature is 28. Tropo is 49,523. Grab the winds. And just check the IRS in it. So we want stand 27, which is 38.52.5 north, 122.2 east. Close enough. Right, so happy with the init A page. Now, flight plan. I'm not going to go ahead and fill this out. I actually am going to get the ATC request now because I would have expected him to accept that. But if there's something wrong, then I don't want to just go in and put in a flight plan and then have to go ahead and rebrief and change it all. So let's give him a call.
3242 Hotel, same for you, Marta Unicom 122.8. Expect Marseille in about 50 miles.
Unicom 122.8, expecting Marseille. Thanks for service, Swiss 242 Hotel.
Alpine 34 Delta Lima with you at stand 27 Ibiza requesting IFR clearance as filed to Porto. We have QNH 1014.
Unfortunately, we're not covering Ibiza and we will be closing this shortly, so Marta Unicom 122.8. Have a great night. Bye bye.
Thank you, Alpine 34 Delta Lima. Good night. That's why they rejected
And the other
it.
stations, we're closing shortly. Unicom 122.8, todas las acciones Barcelona cerrando 22.8. Buenas tardes.
In fact, I'll come off Unicom, otherwise we'll be interrupted as we're going. Alright, so at least the we can go with the route that we had planned anyway, which is departing runway 06, Zost 3 Fox. And then coming in, expecting the RNP 35 in kit 6 Charlie. And that is Akulu. 549 miles on the OFP, 546 there, so that looks good. Let's check that. Departure routing looks fine. Arrival looks good. Okay, so happy with the routing RadNav page then. Yeah, IBA. We'll just hard tune that. Can you guys hear the music in the background? I've just realised it's a classical guitar version of the Battle of the Republic. I don't think I've ever heard this before. Right, have we got a load sheet? We do. It's starting to go dark now. I'm going to have to put the lights on soon and annoy HD. HD says glory, glory, what the hell am I? Yeah, okay. So, Battling with the Republic, or for all the Manchester United fans, of course, you know it as something completely different. What's our 0 fuel weight? Let me go ahead and grab the received messages. There's our pre-departure clearance. That was denied. Don't need that. Right, so the 0 fuel weight is 57.2. And 0 fuel weight CFG predicted 31.8. Fuel for our alternate is, let's call that 1.9 tons. We've got 7.3 loading and aircraft says 6.9. Good. Extra 12 minutes of flight time. Or thinking time, rather. That gives us a takeoff weight of 64.3, which is just under our maximum landing weight, so that's nice. Let's go ahead and accept that. What's our takeoff weight? CFG 30.1. I'll forget that in a moment, but let's go ahead and do our departure performance. Andrew, flight time is about 1 hour 35, I think. Oh no, sorry, 1 hour 26 according to the OFP. So yeah, dry config 1, no, off, takeoff weight of 64.3, 30.1, sync the weather, and is it full runway departure? We've got the potential for Delta or Echo 2. Let's see what's available. Oh, go on, I'll take Delta. There we go. 137, 140, 140. Is this the American national anthem now via classical guitar? What have we got on? Transition altitude is 6,000 feet. Thrust reduction acceleration 1017. Yeah, that's fine. And engine out 1017. Flaps 1 and the flex 66. There we go. Let's have a look at our engine out procedure. Grab SimSmart for this. Right, just ignore this. I just want the yeah, we just want the engine out procedure, so throw anything in there. Ignore that. This is what we want. So, at Ibiza, 3 miles, right turn to Nilux. Let's have a quick look at our standard instrument departure. Right, okay, so we can continue with that, and then we'll pop it in here. So, oh, come back. Right turn 3 miles from the IBA. So if I pop in IBA, 075. I mean, this is interesting. HD, you can advise here. Would you? I mean, our takeoff is climbing out on track 075 anyway, so it's not straight out on the runway heading. It's almost an immediate turn, isn't it? We can make that climb out and make the right turn of 075, can we not? And pop 3 miles out from that rather than 3 miles out straight down the runway. It keeps us away from the terrain a little further, doesn't it? And looks a lot safer to me. So I'll go ahead and pop that in, and HD can confirm. Pop that 3 miles. And then from there we're turning right to Nelux. Inbound course 224 left turns. And then back to Ibiza. Let's just quickly check that out. That doesn't look right to me. Does that look right to you? What have we got in there? Oh, that's the go-around track. That's it. There's Nelux. Wow, Nelux is quite far away, isn't it? Nelux is a lot further away than I was expecting it to be. Fair enough. Okay, it's the go-around track that was in the way. It's a shame the go-around track for the secondary flight plan isn't a different colour. It could become confusing sometimes. Yeah, so that squiggly bit is the missed approach. That's fair enough. It's gone dark. I'm going to turn my lights on. Not all the way up though, because Christian and HD complain. Although that's probably still a bit too bright. There we go. Good. Happy with the engine out. Everything's done. We're all set up. I think it's time for a brief, is it not? Oh, you've got the engine out SIDs in yellow normally, but that's because they're saved in our database. That's quite neat. That's really neat, actually. If only I could do that here. Right, okay, so departure brief. Weather, no concerns. It's a nice balmy evening. We've got clear skies, good runway conditions. Aircraft is A320, fully serviceable with the exception of the weather radar. Has a good performance as well. No times for the departure. Threats: we've got a little bit of terrain to the north of the field. So if anything really goes wrong and we need to fly in anger, we'll just turn south. Get back out over the Med, away from the actual island. Itself. So yeah, all the terrain is to the north of the field. Let's just bring up there you can see that. So yeah, that's fine. We're fairly familiar with this airport. We're going to do intersection departure. No ATC, so that is of course a hazard, as we discussed and discovered when we landed here yesterday. So just need to keep an ear on Unicom to listen out for other traffic. The taxi then, let's discuss the taxi. We are parked stand 27, so we are going to push back. We're going to face west. Then we'll taxi out on Alpha, then Bravo, then right onto Charlie. Oh, go on. This is going to be ABCD, isn't it? Go on. Yeah, ABCD. Never had one like that before. Taxi out. I'm going to take intersection departure, intersection Delta. That's where we're going to hold. We'll not do single engine taxi, it's not big enough, so we'll get both engines started on the pushback. Is it self-manoeuvring, this stand? Hang on, go back. Okay. Does that look... really? Is the scenery going to allow for that? I'm not sure the scenery is going to allow for that, to be honest with you. So that would be a left turn out, wouldn't it? I think we've been parked too far forward. What do we think? There's the A320 stop line. Guess it all depends on how far that jetway would retract. Difference between the scenery here in the sim and the real world, of course. Interesting. We'll push out. I think it's going to be safer. So we will do the push. Right, so we'll stick with the taxi plan that we've got. On takeoff, then it's a normal noise abatement to departure, right turn after takeoff, climbing out track 075. Our initial climb is up to 6,000 feet. Is that set? Yep. So initial climb up 6,000 feet. Our first turn is a little right-hand turn towards Ibiza 500. Transition level is also 6,000 feet. Speed restrictions of 250 knots. That's fine. Once we're above 10,000 feet anyway, they're not going to apply. So, to all intents and purposes, no speed restrictions. Emergency brief, standard Airbus emergency brief. Engine out procedure is standard and has us going to the Nilux holding point. We make a right turn to that at 3 miles from IBA. Let's get that turned on. There it is. And our landing weight, sorry, our takeoff weight is below maximum landing weight, so getting back in here isn't going to be a problem. We will get ourselves up above MSA, should that be the case. MSA here is 2,800 feet, so if we can get ourselves to 4,000 feet, that should be good to start our approach back into Ibiza if we need to. Right, I think we're just about done. How are we doing with the boarding, guys? Let's check that. I'll stow this while I remember. Five passengers left to go. I've just noticed a little building there with the Iberia on. That's quite neat. Boarding completed.
Hi Gavin, all the passengers are on board and we're ready to go. I'll bring you a cup of tea after we've taken off.
That's great, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of myself, the first officer, and the cabin crew, may I welcome you on board this Easyjet aircraft for your flight today. The ground crew and the fuel crew have all finished, and we're just about finished with all our cockpit preparation up here. The cabin crew are making their final checks as they work through the cabin, so if you could please get yourselves sat down comfortably with your seatbelts securely fastened and give them their full attention as they begin their safety briefing. A big welcome on board today to our Easyjet Sim Pilot members, who of course are welcome to Fenix throughout the flight. Once we reach our cruising altitude, our cabin service will commence, and the cabin crew will be able to provide you with drinks, snacks, and merchandise throughout the duration of the flight. Once again, I'd like to thank you for choosing to fly with Easyjet today. We'll have an update for you when we are airborne. Okay, so I'm just waiting for the final load sheet, but before that, let's do our before start checklist. So, our cockpit preparation is complete. Signs are on and auto. It is 3 nav green. Fuel quantity is 7270 kilograms. Balanced. FNGS is set. Altimeter is 1014 and 20 feet. I love those little telexes that you get from the Church of Jesus Christ. Not quite sure how they make it here, but that's it's getting spam in Microsoft Flight Simulator is just another level of spam, isn't it? Fair play to them. I brought Toolbar Pushback back in just because I think it's great. I've not had any issues with it so far, so touch wood, it'll remain that way. See how we get on. Just whilst I was doing the brief as well, Chewy, welcome back to the club, Chewy. Haven't seen you for ages, so thank you for coming back on board, and of course also for becoming a channel member as well. And Christian celebrating 18 months of membership, saying why Porto? You love travelling to far away places. Yeah, you and HD both. Thank you, Christian, for your support over that time. And Lewis Aviation as well, also celebrating 15 months of membership today. Off to Antalya on Monday at 12 PM. Can't wait. That's a nice long flight from the UK. So thanks, guys. Really do appreciate that. Right, let's get this pushback planned. So yeah, you can see how you're meant to self-maneuver, but I can't see how I would safely do that without hitting something. That looks interesting. We'll see how he gets on with that. So Seville control still online. Sadly, I don't think we fly through their airspace, so that's a shame. Clouds look to be building a little over there, over Mallorca, don't they? That's our direction of travel. Just waiting for this final load sheet to come through. We might have to just give it a little bit of a kick. There we go. Okay, so takeoff weight is going to be 64.2, that is good, and our fuel weight 31.5, that's fine. Takeoff weight 29.6, excellent, they're all within limits. So our takeoff performance is valid, we'll accept that, and we'll start getting our tug into position.
Cabin crew, please arm doors and cross-check.
Cockpit to ground.
This is ground. Stand by.
Once they're ready, we'll get onto Unicom, make the call. Just flip that over now. Where is he? We might actually be getting out and pushing in a minute. Have we? Where's he gone? Oh, he is there.
Sir, the bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed.
We are cleared for start and push.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
Ibiza traffic, Alpine 34 Delta Lima, stand 27, pushing back on Alpha facing west.
Please release parking brake. Please release parking brake.
Hold your horses. Okay, before start checklist, the little line windows and doors are closed and armed. Beacon light is on.
Please release
Phone's on
parking brake.
silent. Parking brake is on. Let's remove that. And back we go.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
It will start in the sequence.
Engine mode selected to ignition. Starting engine 1. The auto pushback is good, but oh, well, he's just given us one mighty push, and we're just moving under inertia now. This is different. Oh well, you've got to love Microsoft Flight Simulator. Keep an eye on engine number 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety procedures on this aircraft. A safety card is in your seat pocket showing the exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets and brace position that you must adopt if you hear brace, brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, 4 in the middle, and 2 at the front of the cabin. Floor lighting will guide you to an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you.
Starting engine number
In
2.
an emergency, leave all cabin baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted.
Travel
and
sickness while
released
still
as
on the
shown.
ground. That's a new one.
It must be fastened when the seatbelt signs are on, and we
Must be this
recommend
guy's
that you
first
keep it
day.
fastened at all times. If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose and mouth. Hold in place with the strap. Pull on each side to adjust. Put on your own mask before helping others. If you land
Nozzle
on
steering has been
water, take the
disconnected.
life
I guess
jacket
that's
from
it.
under your seat. Put it
Set
over
that
your
parking
head.
brake.
Pass the tapes around your waist. Click together and pull the strap to adjust. Do not inflate it inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate by pulling the toggle. If it fails to inflate or needs topping up, blow into the tube. There is a light and whistle for attracting attention. We also carry flotation aids for children.
Engine
Your
2
tray
stable.
table must now be stowed, armrest down, window blinds open, and seatbelt fastened. We wish you a pleasant flight with Easyjet.
Can't read that. 29.6. There we go. And the after start checklist. Anti-ice is off. Econ status is checked. Computer trims 29.6. Rudder trim set 0. Flight control check. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Rudder. Full right. Full left. And neutral. Ibiza ground, Alpine 34 Delta Lima taxiing now to runway 27 via Alpha Delta Charlie, holding intersection Delta. We're not departing runway 27 at all, are we? Alpine 34 Delta Lima, correction, departing runway 06. Where have I got runway 27 from? We've also got that side stick fault as well. Well, just keep an eye on that. Okay, so pairs check, no change to the performance. Engine out procedure is standard 3 miles right hand turn to the next holding point, and our departure is the Zoster 3 Fox, initial climb 6,000. Get on Charlie and then we'll run the next checklist. PSV, well, I'm afraid I've got no idea when that's ready. That's where I made the runway hash-up call. I was looking at the parking stand. Parking stand 27. I think we've got this airport to ourselves tonight, guys. Okay, so before takeoff checklist to the line, flight control check, departure briefing is confirmed, flap setting is config 1. Our FMA takeoff data 137 blue, 140 magenta, climb nav blue, 1FD2, 6000 blue, flex 66, transponder is set, eco memo, takeoff, no blue, EFV is stowed. Where is Delta? J-Hog, good evening. You don't mean Tog, do you? I know what you mean. Matty Henshaw, you just landed at Ibiza, how come we can't see us? I've no idea, unless you're not on VATSIM.
Cabin crew, if you could take your seat for takeoff, please.
That's not Golf. That's that should be Delta. Okay, well in that case, let's play it safe. We'll go full length runway departure. Tech Palace, if you haven't, then please email support. Okay, full departure because bit of a signage issue there. Yeah, with the big no entry signs, which makes you think that's not right. Oh, VATSIM's just kicked me off. What's happened there? Let's try again. Has anyone else been having issues with the UK servers and some of the other European servers with VATSIM recently? Just kicking you off. Okay, so we're entering via Hotel 2, I believe it is. There should be hotel 1 over there. Yeah, there it is. Ibiza traffic, Alpine 34 Delta Lima, lining up runway 06 via Hotel 2 intersection. Yeah, I couldn't connect to Amsterdam either, so some issues, some tech issues going off clearly. Okay, approach path looks clear. Let's get ourselves on the runway. Hey, Peter Scarif, how you doing, mate? You're on holiday. Your wife must be ready to kill you. Before takeoff, checklist below the line. Cabin is secured. Engine mode selector is normal. TCAS, TRA packs are off. And anti-ice is off. Slight oversteer there. Okay, let's go. So takeoff. Start the chrono. 50% in 1. Dr. Magic also sneaking a stream watch on holiday. Set takeoff thrust. Man flex SRS and runway. Checked. V1, rotate. Nav.
Positive rate climb, 0.
Goodness me, did anyone, well, I'm going to say feel that, did anyone see the aircraft get a bit of a gust just then? In fact, it's gusty now. I ain't flying this. Autopilot 1 engaged. Thrust climb, climb. Flaps 0, spoilers disarmed. No ATC, we'll clear ourselves up to flight level 200. Blue. Peter Scarab, thank you so much, mate, for another one of your very generous super chats saying you know the rule by now, Gav. I just can't believe you're managing to sneak a YouTube watch whilst on holiday. Dr. Magic as well. Thank you, Peter. Really do improve that. HD, were you in Rome watching using airport Wi-Fi to watch the stream? Yeah, it did look like something gone very wrong. A bit of wind coming off the island, perhaps. 747 Dan, good evening to you. John Fezzer, hey mate. Hope life's treating you well. Actually, the waves down there, they actually look quite strong. That's interesting. The weather wasn't tipped to be that strong, was it? It was meant to be quite light. In fact, it's only 10 knots now. Boots of Brandy, I think I'm on one of the US servers because I couldn't connect to any of the others. kept kicking me out. Cabin crew's on with the drinks. They'll serve you all shortly on this Friday night. Fezza, you're happy now you're back in the UK?
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your
Oh, back in
seatbelt
the
fastened
stream.
while the seatbelt sign is on.
Wonderful.
We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes e-cigarettes.
Okay, there we go. 10,000 feet. So let's just go on to our flight plan. Where we're going direct to now? 501. I'm just going to clear out that. And that one. Right, now we'll start accelerating away. Peter, I must admit, there's something quite nice sometimes when the wife goes to bed, the children are asleep, and it's only about 10:30. You think, yes, I've got the TV to myself for an hour without any interruptions. Flight level 360, also the optimum as well, so let's go for that. Flight level 360 blue. There we are. Lost the sun though, and I don't think we're going to be able to catch that up, sadly. Never mind. Looks like that could be the last flight of the night on VATSIM for Ibiza. The Pack Andrew says it's also easy when you've got the house to yourself as well. Well, I wouldn't know about that. In fact, my better half is off on a hen do for a weekend in a couple of weeks, leaving me and the children all alone. God help us all. No, God help me. The kids will be fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has now turned off the seatbelt sign and you are now free to move around the cabin. We do recommend, however, when in your seat, that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times in case of unexpected turbulence. The toilets are now available. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
So it will be interesting to see if we get any of that turbulence that we briefed before the flight. About 23, 25 minutes in, so we'll see. HC, can you share a shameless plug? Mate, of course you can. Absolutely. I was waiting for the green light before I went ahead and did it myself anyway. The Pack Andrew says, how old are they? If they want a babysitter, £20 a day you charge. Mate, that's cheap. If I could get rid of the kids for £20 a day, absolutely no issues. Yeah, so there's a link to HD's YouTube channel. Well, guess what? HD's now got himself set up with a sim, which means, not often, but occasionally, you may just catch a HD live stream. And of course, they will be real ops. Unless he decides to fly into Innsbruck and do a fighter jet maneuver, but we might see that in the future, who knows. Bob DB, a member for 11 months. Thank you so much for your support over that time. Flying Adelaide to Melbourne in the sim now, but next week you fly in Brisbane, Dubai, Manchester, UK on the Emirates 380 business class. Pretty excited. That's amazing. Do you know what's even more amazing about that, my friend? If you're doing the Dubai to Manchester, then you're going to fly straight over the top of our house. Doesn't matter which runway Manchester use, you'll always fly straight over the top of us. Peter, you sat there in the home theatre room with a nice Macallan double casket, 15 years. Oh, Peter, you're just making us all sick with how good that sounds. I mean, it's an interesting question, actually. What is everybody's favourite sort of shot of choice? No, not a shot. Forget that. Not a shot. What's everyone's favourite sort of short? So I am very, very partial to amaretto. I love the sweetness of amaretto. And I don't want it in Coke, I don't want it with orange juice or anything else people might put it with, just amaretto, neat. And the other one, same as HD, Baileys. I haven't drunk Baileys for a long time, but I used to drink it loads because my parents, when I was younger, they bought one of these American-style fridge freezers with the built-in ice dispenser. I mean, back then, you know, that was modern stuff. So the ice dispenser on tap, literally, and the Baileys, it was just, I drank far too much of that stuff when I was younger. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna have to try that again. The problem is I don't have an ice dispenser, and I'm too lazy and busy to forward plan making ice cubes up and putting them in the freezer. 747 Dan, how many passengers are on board tonight? 135, I think it was. No, 140. 140. I'm on this, just says just straight vodka. That really? Does that even taste of anything? Really good whiskey, Christian. And the answer says Pisan en bon, a banana liqueur and Coke. See, I love the smell of bananas. I think it's a gorgeous smell, but I can't stand the taste and the texture of them. Peter Scarab, White Russian. And HD, I never tried the salted caramel Baileys. It was always the default Baileys. I think someone once bought me... Did they do a mint version at one point? They may still do it. But I never enjoyed that quite as much. Peter has today a good whiskey. David Adal says Jameson's. HD, your ice cubes are beef broth for the dog. Yeah, well, imagine putting that in the Baileys by mistake. Christian or cognac, you could drink that like apple juice. That's the danger when you find a drink which is just gorgeous. You can drink it all far too easy. HD says they used to sell the mint Baileys on board your aircraft. That's that's almost concerning that you know that. Randall Forte, a good bourbon on the rocks, or bourbon old fashioned. There's a lot of whiskey drinkers in the chat this evening. Mainland Spain coming up ahead. Oh, the salted caramel one, HD. Yeah, I thought the mint one must have been a special edition. I've not seen that for ages. Like I said, they may still do it, just perhaps not too often.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase a selection of hot beverages, together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
HD say to say you never took more than your 1 litre customs allowance would be lying. That's a really good point. You know, I never even thought about that. Obviously, duty free, great. Passengers go through, they stock up. But what about cabin crew and pilots who have access to this stuff all of the time? I mean, surely your other half would just be like, well, here's the Christmas list. Just, can you pick it up next time you go to work, please? Peter says the wife drinks a raspberry Baileys. Raspberry? I've definitely not come across that before. Is that the moon, or is that a contrail glistening in the height of the sun? Oh, no, it is the moon. Look at that. Anyone pop outside and see if they can actually see that? What a slither of moon that is. One litre max and 200 ciggies per day. HC, you can. I can see a sideline business being set up. Peter, was a special Valentine's Day edition here in Denmark. Did you get her some, Peter? That's the next question. Is that why she's been drinking it? That's no moon. That's a space station. Are we doing Friday night quiz of movie quotes this evening? So that turbulence was meant to be around Valencia, which we can see is directly in front of us. I think there are a couple of ships there as well. Might just be some of the buildings lit up. Peter, you did a run through the airport and you went... Don't tell her that. Make her think that you paid at least full price. Or will she have known? Does she know you that well by now? She knows that, yeah, okay. That's it. See, most of us, you know, as mere mortals, would, that's the equivalent of petrol station, or gas station if you're American, petrol station flowers and a present. The fact you get the duty-free stuff is in a similar vein, but perhaps a little more upmarket. Hey Andy, welcome on board. Okay, so we've actually just had an issue with vPilot, so I'm just going to close that down and we're going to reconnect. Peter, you do get sent to work with a shopping list sometime. I can believe that. So I'm going to try reconnecting now back to the UK servers. That seems to be working now. Mr. Aviation, my day is very well. It's Friday, it's the weekend, and we're all here enjoying a nice, what hopefully will be a trouble-free flight into Porto a little bit later on. About 1,000 feet to go. We'll do our top of climb checks. Start looking at our arrival. Can be quite a busy arrival, this one. Oh no, hang on. Have we been booted off? Yeah, we've been booted off again. Is it just the UK server now that's having issues? If I bring this in, you'll be able to have a quick look and see what's happening. See how long that holds it for. Mr. Aviation, no yoke, we're in an Airbus, so we've got the Thrustmaster Airbus TCA side stick. my Mac Alt Star. And I'll cruise. What was that costing yesterday? Was it 8 or 4? It was 4. There we go. So, 312 miles to our top of descent. Christian from VATSIM Twitter status identified. The issue has been identified and a fix is being implemented. Yeah, I don't seem to be lasting very long, not on the UK server anyway. Right, we'll do a fuel check in a moment and get some en route weathers. Obviously, Madrid is going to be the prime choice. Go ahead and send that off.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck once again, just to let you know, we've reached our cruising altitude for today and we are not anticipating any major delays or bad weather ahead, so we should be arriving on time as planned. The cabin crew will now start to make their way around the aircraft, so please make sure that the aisles are clear of any items you may have, and I invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. A reminder that our Easyjet SIM pilot members are able to take advantage of free drinks throughout the duration of the flight. Thank you, and we shall have an update for you shortly.
Right, Valencia, we've just passed. What should we have? With the how much extra fuel it would take? 400 kilograms, so around 5.2 tons, I think. We've got just under 5.6. That works out nicely. So that was 21 minutes. We're pretty much on time, and no turbulence as well. Right, well that should be nice plain sailing now, all the way to Porto. I wonder if that'll be busy when we get there, or not. Ah, here we go. Network has been successfully rebooted. Everyone should be able to fly without further issues. We will monitor the service and keep updates posted. The network status is VATSIM. Let's see what happens. So let's just keep an eye on the wind. We can see we've just got a slight headwind. More of a headwind than a crosswind, 38 to 37 knots. We'll see if it starts to move at all. At the moment, nothing's happening. So, I mean, it was only what, 8.2, 8.3, something like that. Christian, yeah, you just have to drink it on the way to the car park. Okay, hey Gav, what is the weather for the arrival? Okay, it is okay. It is Cav okay. I think. Amadeus, you're playing the game for the first time with 3 31.5-inch monitors. Lots of fun. So you can now play it, can't you? With it supports multiple screens. Is that right? I don't think it did when it first came out, but I think all is good now. From what I can see, I'm going to guess that the weather at Madrid is also pretty nice. Cav okay? 35 degrees? 35 degrees this time of night though. Ouch. I think Cav okay has pretty much been the default for Europe, hasn't it, for such a long time now. In fact, if I just have a look at a satellite imagery for the UK at the moment, well, there's hardly any cloud over Spain. There's a bit of cloud cover coming into the UK over the next few hours looking at that, but France pretty much hasn't got anything. Cloud cover over Austria and parts of Germany. Czech Republic getting some too, but Italy is pretty much no clouds. Yeah, there's very, very little. We finally had some rain this week. The garden's come back to life, which means I'm going to have to cut it soon. Mondoosius, so you have the 2 monitors for the actual aircraft, etc., and then you've got all of the others, all of the panels on another screen. See, I couldn't do that. I'd need all the panels down at the bottom here, which is so that I can look straight out, and then the panels down at the bottom. If that's how you've got it set up, great. But I have seen some people with a setup with sort of 3 monitors, and it's kind of like got a monitor here, there, a monitor there, and then a monitor here, which has got all the PFDs and navigation displays, and I think that's no good to me. Christian, my garden was pretty much straw. Yeah, that was it. HD has just realised he can now buy a lot more alcohol than he previously thought. Excellent. Ms. Aviator, will the livery creator that is in the description also do work for X-Plane 11? I'm not sure. Dark, mate, are you there? Dark, have you given us super chat? I've just seen that. Oh, sorry I missed that, mate. Thank you. Do appreciate that. Dark Fury, have you ever done any liveries for X-Plane? Anything like, or FSX, something like that? HD, to be fair, we never have anything on board anyway. Is that because you're not fast enough? It's all gone while you're setting up the box. Right, an hour from now, we should be on the ground, all being well. Which that would be perfect timing. That would be 10 PM local time. Well, it's got to be one of the most random questions I've ever been asked. Okay, says Gav, when is your sleep time usually? Pass. Overnight. Usually no earlier than midnight and no later than 6 AM. Azillion, thank you for subscribing, my friend. David, it will be MK Studios as Porto that we're headed into, yes. I think I do very well living on the continent in Spain with their sort of times, because I can get up in the morning and I'm not going to say I'm full of energy because that would be a lie, but I've got a bit more get up and go, and I can be dedicated to whatever tasks it is I have to do. But then usually by around 12 o'clock, half 12, I think, now I've had enough now. I want to go back to bed, and then I wake up again at night. Ew, mustard tarts. Yeah. That's the reason the flight deck smells. Looks a little nicer without those on. Oh no, I mean, how inconsiderate to have a curry the night before you're flying in a small confined space with a fellow work colleague. It's not like you can open the window and let the smell out, is it? Okay, I don't put my children to sleep, they don't let me. Which is why it's going to be interesting when my wife goes away for a hen do in a couple of weeks. Is anybody googling mustard tarts just to see if it's actually a thing? Well, this chat's turned into a proper Friday night chat. Oh, I need to get some info for the arrival. Let's have a quick look. Oh, the Americans are back. Danny Rubble, good evening. Ah, 4,000 at Akulu. Then down to 3,542. Yeah, as long as you're at 4,000 at Akulu, that's not the difficult bit. That's the difficult bit. Need to make sure that 7,000 there. Otherwise, you're going to struggle to get down to 4,000 at Akulu. At 9 miles to lose 3,000 feet. It is easy. It is easy. But the main factor is, when do you slow down? So for me, green dot at 646. That should give you ample time to get down. And then when you're sure at 4,000 and Akulu, start pulling the flaps. Flaps 1, flaps 2, and we're good for the final approach. Danny, I wouldn't call those stories nice. I'd call them foul. So I don't think we've ever done this with the final approach mode before. It's not been available. We've done track FPA, haven't we? Let's have a look at the landing. Fox 1. There we go. Yeah, lovely. And it's nice scenery coming into Porto. Shame it's night time. 7 miles to lose 1,000 feet is dead easy. We can even slow down doing that. Wonder if there's any pilots out there that take things like fish sandwiches into work. You know, can you imagine the look on the other guy's face? It pulls the food out of his flight bag. There it is, a nice fish. Prawns, mussels, that kind of stuff. Peter, oh, you should definitely do stuff like that. It'd be incredibly popular. LPG, you've been off for a couple of months. No, the Phoenix is pretty much as the Phoenix was a couple of months ago. HD used to have tuna toasties. There is nothing wrong with cheese and tuna toasties. That's cheese and tuna toasties were I pretty much grew up on those. Amazing. A little bit of salt and vinegar as well into the tuna, just to give it a bit of an edge. I think I need to buy a toasty maker. That was the cruise food as well. Oh, someone was having a laugh in the office when they came up with that idea. I do love it when a topic on the chat crops up and everyone just runs with it. Oh, let's start looking at the box, shall we? $25, 30 degrees C control tower. Peter, you telling me they haven't got air conditioning for you guys there? So 646. Yeah, just gonna tell it that I'm planning on being green dot there just to keep things controlled. And then at Akulu, I've got loads of time. It's 15 miles out. Pretty accurate. There we go. Alright, so I'm planning a decelerated approach into this one. Radnav page, what have we got? Papa Romeo Tango. Check that 1141, make sure I've got the right one in there. Yep. Grab the weather in a little bit. Thrust reduction, acceleration, altitude, just check that. Yeah, it looks fine. Airfield elevation's 227, so that's okay. And 3.8 tons planned. Loads of fuel. David, what a question. Peter, so they do have aircon, but it's got a bad habit of not working or only blowing hot air. That's a pain. Yeah, David's question, do pilots hold in or just let rip? That's why they have oxygen masks, Steve. Hey, Top Gun, happy Friday. Peter, I want to know more about that contest. You know, I haven't done this for a while, so let me just bring up the charts. There we go, nighttime charts. We'll plug that back in. So, no green dot. So, there is green dot. And once we're down, there's flaps 1. Beautiful. Well, that was nice and straightforward. Ew, prawn and cheese toasties. See, I love prawns as much as the next guy, but I like cold prawns. You know, tell you what I really love. You know when you like walking on the seafront, I don't know if this is just a UK thing, but when you're walking at the seaside in the UK, there's always like a seafood shed every few hundred yards, and they will sell you either a tub or Tupperware of prawns, and just those with vinegar laced over them and vinegar to dip in. Oh, I love prawns and vinegar. I can't even remember where that came from or why I would even think about putting those two things together, but beautiful. But then warm prawns, oh, they just taste like rubber. Don't like them. But warm prawns and prawns on a nice seafood salad, no problem with that. Peter, so the competition all started when they served a chili in the employee lounge. Who came up with that idea? Was that one of the days where the aircon wasn't working either? HT says he'll remember that next time he's in Copenhagen. Peter, how's that radio call going to go? Oh. Jellied eels. Ugh, no, that's a step too far. Yeah, this is the reason, Christian, why we're not doing a shared cockpit. No, wrong airport. Right, I'll get that information in a moment. Once we've got that, we'll do our arrival brief, which most of it's pretty straightforward now, isn't it? Tell you another strange thing that I like. This seems to be the topic of the flight this evening. Strange few foods that people find nice. We've moved on from whiskey chasers and things. Again, I'm presuming these are available worldwide. I think it's a worldwide brand. But OXO cubes, just the standard beef stock beef OXO cubes. As nice as they are to make gravy, they don't have to taste nice just on their own. Some people I know mix them with water and make like a hot drink out of it that way, which is a bit weird. It's just like drinking really weak gravy, isn't it? But no, forget that. Literally just the actual cube itself. Just break it into 4 or 5 parts and pop it on the tongue. Oh, it's gorgeous. Nice little treat sometimes when I'm having to wash up and I'm bored. Peter says one of the junior controllers had a, let's just call it a bad reaction to it. The rest just joined in. What happens there, you know, when you're on duty and, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm out of here. I need to pay a visit to the little boy's room. Yeah, there's the brief. Descend, line up, configure, land, taxi, and park. I don't drink Brothel. No, I don't drink the Oxygu. I will just quite happily munch on them by themselves. HD, you know when you're doing these live streams, you're going to have to make sure now, 1, you've got really bad wind, and 2, you're eating something disgusting, or I'm afraid it will just not be realistic. Nick Burrows, hi mate. Welcome on board. You may want to turn straight back round and head back out. Such is the chat this evening. Leon, no, I'm not. No. Had a great trainer, and you can watch him in action if you subscribe to his channel. Where's my weather? So, what is it? 350 at 8. Oh, nice, straight on headwind. 21 degrees. That sounds nice. QNH 1015. And the forecast is pretty much nothing to concern ourselves with. No, that's fine. Peter, here in Denmark you eat a lot of pickled herring. I've definitely not had that before. Flight Simulator 197, good evening to you. Ben Thomas on Twitch, really? I'd not seen that. I'll have to go and check that out, thank you. Reindeer wraps. I don't even know where to go with that. My kids would be traumatised. Are there any children watching this? It's school holidays, isn't it? Larson Frederick, thank you for subscribing. I'm curious what made you subscribe after listening to tonight's chat. Do you like pickled reindeer? I joke. Temperature is 21. Wind is 350 at 8. Transitions 4,000 feet and 350 is our MDA. Config 3. Config 4. Oh, just had a moment. Why did I just read that and thought we were landing config 3 without reading further. Okay, so clean speed's 225. Yeah, that's good for me on the descent. And the plan that we've got, VAT 135. HD, your stream is absolutely not family friendly. Sat there chuckling away to myself. Watching not on the loudspeakers but with the Bluetooth headphones in so only I could hear it. Peter, you've got 2 controls on standby. That's good. Hopefully your curries and chilies don't affect 3 controllers. Arrived on Twitch, says hello, just tested out the sensitivity settings for the Fenix and the side stick, a whole lot nicer. Thank you for the great content you do. Well, you've also got HD on, who's on YouTube, I know you're on Twitch, but you've also got HD on the chat to help with that. Plenty of time that he tested alongside the real aircraft to make sure that it was as close as possible to the real thing. So HD, now you know, if ever you're on your way to Copenhagen and you get popped in a hold, it's because chili's been served and it's affected more than 2 controllers. Yeah, the next time the tower closes unexpectedly. Right, so we're about 80 miles away from our top of descent. Let's run the brief, shall we? So we're expecting the RMP runway 35 approach. That's going to be the indicate 6 Charlie. As we go down, we've got no speed restrictions. The plan will be on descent. We're going to get down to flight level 70. That will be our first input on the FCU. Once we get to 646, then I'm going to be a green dot as we get there. Flaps 1. Then as we continue down 4,000 feet at Kulu, and then from there we'll get ourselves onto 3,000 feet by 542, and we can activate final approach mode. So yeah, I'm going to do a decelerated approach. The platform altitude is 3,000 feet. We'll use auto brake low for this one. Nice long runway. I'm going to roll for the majority of the length anyway. Just checking this out, bring that right chart up. Yeah, so we're going to be vacating at Fox 1. So long runway. So no great rush to slow down. We'll vacate the taxiway on Foxtrot 1, so right hand turn, might get a little bit of a single engine taxi a little bit later on once we've come off and sorted ourselves out, so keep in mind that it is a possibility. If we need to go around, it's pretty straightforward, straight out to 544, left turn, enter the hold of Redmo, we're climbing to 6,000, so that's quite a high climb, which is nice. It means we're not doing things in a rush, so flight level 60. Lovely. Any questions? This is where HD pops up with one. Christian, when the pilots here, mayday, mayday from the tower. Thinking, yeah, that's not right.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase from our selection of fresh food available today. Full details can be found in your in-flight brochure. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we could be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Hey Tyson, welcome to the show. For anyone that comes onto the chat, I think they need to start tonight by telling us what their most favourite quirky food is that nobody else likes, and what food gives them irritable bowel syndrome. I think I've spoke before about how much I love anchovies on pizzas, but nowhere does them anymore. Just crew food, AJ. You don't eat crew food, you take your own. Probably for good reason, now I know what they serve. CHD, we don't have a Papa John's pizza around here. The only time I ever see a Papa John's pizza is if we go away to like a caravan park. They seem to have them. There. Doritos with cottage cheese. That's slightly quirky. I don't like Doritos being dipped in anything, but then I don't like the cheese flavoured Doritos or just the cool original. It's got to be something like the beefy steak flavoured, flame grilled stuff. Oh, HD, you haven't taken your own food for a few months. You need to get back into the habit. Oh, well, you see, now you've got responsibilities. You didn't used to have a furry child. They take precedent. Peter, on the topic of food, brawn is delicious. See, that's the other thing as well. The fact that people are not just watching from here in the UK, but all around the world, then there will be lots of different opinions on what is acceptable to eat or not. Reindeer, for example, I'd never actually thought of a delicacy of that before. Marmite and cheese on toast. What, Marmite and cheese on the same slice of toast? True. That is that is a tad weird. Yeah, HD, that's a good point. Cooking in the hot summer heat, that's no fun. Oh, Nick, that's weird. Rooster was served. I don't know why. Rooster was served as passenger food. Yeah. Here's here's a bird that entered the engine cowling earlier. We're now going to serve it. Wow. See, Nick, okay, fair enough. I'd say that's a bit weird, but I was responsible 5-6 years ago for getting my now 7-year-old to eat the sandwiches that he really loved. So my wife went out to work one day. I was looking after him, and I said, any ideas what I can give her food? And she said, oh, just jam sandwiches, jam and cheese sandwiches. I'm like, right, yeah, okay, no problem. I misconstrued this to mean a sandwich with both slices of cheese in there and jam. So this is what I made, that's what I fed him. He ate the best he had ever eaten as a young toddler. Oh, he really does like this one. Of course, said wife then came home and said, what did he eat? What did you give him for dinner? I said, oh, like I said, I gave him cheese and jam sandwiches. And the way I said it, she then looked at me and went, well, what? You gave him, which one did he eat the most of? I was like, yes. All of it. Cheese and jam in the set. Yeah, that's exactly what he ate. And he ate that for months then afterwards. So my mistake actually was a huge hit. Robert, can you ask what do you do as a day job? Well, I am not a chef, Robert. Tyson, your wife's from Mexico. When we visit, you love to order a taco with cow tongue meat. Ugh. Mind you, again though, it's different areas of the world, different delicacies. Cow tongue might actually taste really nice. I'd rather have just the normal steak though from the cow, if that's at all possible. HD, your dad tried to feed you camel cream chicken soup once, but straight from the can. Also, there was no heating up of any sort. It was just, here's the can, in, out, feeding it. Nice. How much longer to landing? About 25 minutes. Between 25 and 30 minutes. We can see top of descent, so only about 40 miles away. No, a bit less. Yeah, about 25 miles away. No condensing it. Can you still remember the taste? Rypod said soda stream milk was the biggest mistake you ever made in a kitchen. That is definitely not something I've ever tried. Oh, Robbie, you'll enjoy the flight on Qatar. They are a really nice airline, of course, one of the top ones. So, sure, all shall be well and enjoyable. How long is that flight, though? HD's just disappearing to get some chicken soup. So Robert, that's 4 hours 15 minutes each way. Oh, that's okay, that's not bad. It's less than a 12-hour day. Although I don't know what Qatar Airlines turnaround times are. I'm guessing they're not 30 minutes like Easyjet's. Oh, 20 miles to go. Then we'll start heading down and try and avoid the hills. Oh, Robert, 1 hour turnarounds. They sound quite nice. I mean, obviously it adds a bit of extra time to your day because I'm sure you could do it faster, but it just means that you can get out, stretch your legs, have a wander around, go to a bookshop, get yourself copious amounts of duty-free, as we've discovered earlier on in the stream today. So OK asks, which Navigraph subscription do I have? 1 year, 2 years, 1 month or 30 years? I think that's a typo, isn't it? Anyway, time to head down. 30-year subscription, that would be impressive.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck once again, you will be delighted to hear that we will shortly be starting our descent into our destination, at which point the cabin crew will start preparing for our arrival. If you could please make sure that all the aisles are clear and the cabin crew are able to make their way around the aircraft.
Descent 70 blue.
Most appreciated. A reminder for our Easyjet pilot members that
Thrust
free
idle.
are still available from the cabin crew until the sequence signs are turned on. Please note, however, that the toilets will shortly go out of use. Thank you.
Yeah, Robert, being able to upload them by aircars, this must be great, rather than having to manually type them all in. I mean, imagine doing the transatlantic stuff. Or I suppose not the transatlantic stuff, because you just have waypoints. There's only about 5 waypoints as you go through with the latitude, longitude coordinates. But imagine if you're doing something like flying across the USA or something like that. The length of that kind of flight plan must be insane, and having to manually enter all that. Not fun. Gilocus 10, hi mate. Oh, thanks for those kind words. Hope we're giving you something to watch on a Friday night. Nice chilled out flight. We're on the way down now, coming into Porto. I've quite liked the soundtrack this evening. It's been one of the better ones we've had. Glory Glory Man United on a classical Spanish guitar is just something completely different. Just checking. Yeah, there's no ATC, so we're free this evening. Nothing in our way. Oh, it's just started getting really warm in this office. Not pitch black then, slight hue still, out towards the Atlantic. Welcome back, HD.
Ladies and gentlemen, take full advantage of your tax-free allowances today and make some amazing savings with our boutique range. In your in-flight brochure, you'll find details of our award-winning selection of gifts, most with massive discounts, some of which are exclusive to you as an Easyjet customer. Make the most of your opportunity to shop and save from the comfort of your seat. If you'd like to see any products, have any questions, or would like to make great savings, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Oh, do you know, I have just gone incredibly warm and clammy. I don't know what that's all about. Didn't think the computer was working that hard. Might just have to crack the door open. Not the window, just the door. See if I can get a bit of a breeze blowing through. Hey Andy, I'm good, thank you. It was going well till I started melting about 60 seconds ago.
FS Realistic connected.
Just realised I hadn't got FS Realistic turned on, so we've got that done now for the landing. So that's good. Profile's looking neat. Speed's good as well. Andy thought the heat waves was so did I. What's the plans for the weekends then, guys? Anyone doing anything special? I think we've actually got a day tomorrow. Me, the wife and the kids, where none of us have got anything on. There's no kids' parties, there's no football match, there is no appointments or anything that any of us have got to do. So chances are we'll waste the day at home. It's very rare that we have a day with nothing on. Amanda just says flight sim all weekend. So will you sit there for the entire length of the flights, or will you set one off and then go off and do other things then come back? Because I used to do that all the time when I was younger. 30 miles from the start of the Star Inket then. Amondas just says, yeah, set up a 3-4 hour flight, then go and get stuff done around the house. See, doesn't that make you feel compelled to do stuff around the house? Once you, because I used to do this, so once you've got yourself set up and going, doing a nice like I used to do things like a transatlantic flight. I think, right, well, 7 hours to get everything I need done. So sort the garden out, clean the house, take the car to, if it needed, I don't know, new tyres, you know, that kind of thing. So basically, you had a list of jobs, and you knew you needed to be sat back in the flight deck at such and such a time, ready for your top of descent. Obviously, you couldn't do that on VATSIM. You have to be there for the entire time. But yeah, I used to do that quite a lot years ago. Tyson, a weekend without kids' activities sounds nice. It's rare, isn't it? But it is nice. HT, what happens if ATC comes online? I think you've got... I don't know, I'd have to double check. But I think you've got about 20 minutes grace. But if there is an issue and you're going to cause a conflict, you boot it off the server. And then you have to deeply apologise. What I tended to do was I would depart with VATSIM on. So if there was ATC, but then once I'd sort of like got to either an area of the world where there was no VATSIM, or I had to leave, I would disconnect from VATSIM, leave the aircraft flying, and then when I came back, I would check where I was on the VATSpy map and see if any ATC was on. If there was no ATC on and no one around me, then just reconnect back on. If ATC was on, I would reconnect and then I would obviously give an ATC call straight away. I mean, it was absolutely fine. I never had any issues doing that. The ground's getting closer. I think we can see the coastline now, can't we?
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, you may have noticed that we've just begun our final descent into our destination. If you could now assist the cabin crew by tidying up your tray table and handing them any litter as they come around, that would be most appreciated. For safety reasons, we ask now that you please turn off all electronic devices or switch them to airplane mode until after we have landed. Please note that the aircraft toilets are now out of use. If you wish to become a Easyjet Sim Pilot channel member, please contact a member of your cab crew who will be happy to assist you. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed your flight.
Danny says, evening walk with the dog now done. Flight sim it is for the rest of the evening. Danny, how long are you going to stay? How long will you spend flight simming tonight? We should be on the ground in around 20 minutes, I'm reckoning. Maybe even a tad less. So we had a straight down headwind, didn't we? What's that? 135. Tyson, no, I've never done flights for any virtual airline. Alright, so the landing checklist. Arrival brief is confirmed, seatbelt signs are on, minimums are 530, and the engine mode selection is null, EFB is stowed. Turn down the brightness of the first officer's displays. No one's actually reading them anyway. Hey, you know, if you do shared cockpit with anyone, when it finally comes, can you turn off the other pilot's displays? I do love the sim when we get closer down at closer to the ground at night time, that you start to see all the little details of all the little different streets beneath us. Peter, let's hope there is no traffic on the runway this time and no ATC to say Roger. Or it was over, Peter. Yeah, that was it. It was over. Yeah, Alpine 34 Delta Lima, clear to land. Over. Abeline 24/7. Oh mate, thank you so much for the resub tier 1 for 5 months. Thank you so much for that. That is incredibly generous of you. Really do appreciate that. Thank you. Don't think we can see our airport yet, can we? Be over here somewhere. Danny, you try not to fly past midnight, but the time constraint is disregarded from time to time. Well, Danny, aren't you an hour ahead of us? So it'll be midnight in about an hour and 12 minutes for you, will it not? That doesn't give you much time to fly. And speed. If you've enjoyed this chilled out flight this evening, please do hit that like button. It makes a huge difference to the channel. And of course, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit subscribe as well, and turn on that notifications bell. Also, make sure you head over to HD's channel too. It's got much darker as well now. We've got lower down. Why have I turned on the LS? We're not doing a ILS approach, are we? Sure, HD has never done that by mistake. HD, I might just restream your stream. Oh, Danny, yeah. HD has now got set up with Microsoft Flight Sim, and he's got the bug. So make sure you go and hit that that subscribe button. Okay, so yeah, they will use VNAV to an extent, but obviously if ATC need them to do something else, then open descent's a good way. Then the pilots can sort it out themselves. The HD, you'll fly it out somewhere, leave me with the broken bits, and I've got to bring it back. I like that idea, actually. Right, once we pass 646, we can get ourselves down to 4,000.
travelling with an infant, please ensure that they are secured safely using the infant seatbelt provided. The toilets will now go out of use until the fasten seatbelt sign is turned off. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
Cabin crew, please prepare the cabin for landing. Should be arriving shortly.
Okay, getting ourselves down. We want standard pressure, which is 10, not standard pressure, local pressure 1015. Start
Ladies and
configuring.
gentlemen, we will
Flaps
shortly be
1.
landing.
Speeds checked.
Please
Flaps
ensure your
1.
cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside. Your tray table must be stowed, armrest down, and window blind open. You now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened, ready for landing. Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers, or magazines that you do not want to take with you. The toilets are no longer in service.
And 3000 blue. Flaps 2, speeds checked. Yeah, flaps 2 out. Use the extra drag. Porto traffic Alpine 34 Delta Lima is now turning finals runway 35, 10 miles. One 8 till do. Then we can activate final approach. Probably do that now actually. Looks quite good. There we go, got final approach activated. This approach altitude is set.
Cabin crew, seats for landing.
Ten miles. So after 542, 543, which is the last waypoint, check that shows up here. There we go, 543. And start slowing it down.
2,500.
Radio altimeter alive. Watch that headwind just coming from the right at the moment, should swing around to be more of a headwind. Gear down. Spoilers. Flaps 3. Speeds checked. Flaps 3. Porto traffic, Alpine 34 Delta Lima, runway 35, 4 mile final. And flaps full. Landing checklist. Cabin is secured, auto thrust, speed, go around altitude 6,000 set. Eco memo, landing no blue. Missed approach is straight out, climb 6,000, left turn holding over the sea. We've got the go around track in anyway, so we can see that.
1,000.
Autopilot disconnected, I have control. No real input from me at the side stick at the moment, it's just quite happy where it is. As it stands at the moment, I am yet to put any input in. This looks nice. There we go. We've now got that headwind in. Just now start to tease the pitch a little bit.
Hundred above.
Just keep it aiming down at those pappies. Yeah,
Minimum.
It's starting to get a tad high. There we go. Continue.
$100. 50. 40. 30. 10. 5.
And centre line. Spoilers deployed, reverse green, decel. $70 knots, reverses off.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls or internet
where are
access
you going? Come
may
back.
now be used. Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat and in the overhead lockers. Do take care when opening the lockers in case anything falls out. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area. On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your Easyjet journey. For the latest news, promotions, flight and destination information, check out our official Facebook page, Twitter or Easyjet app.
Welcome to Porto, everybody. Yeah, we managed to get off. Where did we get off? That was Foxtrot 1, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Foxtrot 1. That's where we briefed, is it not? It definitely wasn't Delta. Or did I say Lisbon? Okay, wrong airport. Right taxiway, wrong airport. hang on then. Where the hell have we got off? Have we got off in a taxiway that wasn't even on the chart? Is that one of the new ones? Have I got an old chart? Shouldn't have. Well then Christ knows where we got off. I thought we'd got off before Fox 1, but then I was looking at here and I went, hang on a minute, there isn't one. So unless there is a new one that's being built, because they were doing work on one, weren't they? Right, we'll get ourselves in at the main terminal. It's quite nice scenery. This from is it MK Studios? I think. Stand 33. Looks like there needs to be an update onto the Porto scenery to match up with the new layout. That jetway looks very high as well, doesn't it? And someone needs to set the clock, because that's not right. Okay, parking brakes set and APU bleed can come on. Let's put the lights on. There we are. Ah, right. Engine 1, 2, shut down. Seatbelts off. Let's get the GPU. Need some ground vehicles so we can do that. So we took one of the old ones before Fox 1. Okay. Well, if I can get off earlier, then we'll do. Unless there's big no entry signs, but there wasn't. Ah, GPU's already there. Fabulous. Lovely, that's all done. That's all set. And standby Squawk 2000. And we are done, passengers. Off you go. Did that jetway actually connect up? Oh, it did. Oh, there's a scary looking woman there. Or even scary looking man. Good stuff. Right, thank you so much for keeping us company tonight, guys. Hope you've enjoyed our Friday night flight. All seemed to go off without a hitch, so that was good stuff. Wonderful conversation tonight, guys. Honestly, one of the best. We're going to have to do a censored one with no children allowed one day, aren't we? I can see it coming. Thanks to everyone who has donated and contributed to the channel's upkeep during our flight this evening. As always, big thanks to HD and to our Easyjet SimPilot channel members as well for your continued support. Hope you've all got a great weekend lined up. Don't forget to hit the like button on the stream before you head out. And of course, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And make sure once you've left here, you all head over to HD's page and hit subscribe on that one too. Look forward to chatting you on to the Discord over the weekend. And I'll see you all again very, very soon. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.